Hello, friends. I am gonna make this as quick as possible. I am in the middle of putting together about 20 party packs because I have some Facebook parties going on throughout this week, and so I'm getting some party packs out. And I know I had a lot of questions from you guys about what I put in my party packs. So I'm going to show you two different kinds. It is the guest party pack, so the pack that when they fill out the Google form, what they get. And then I'm also going to show you my host party packet. Hey Gina, hey Nicole, hi guys, hello. All right, tag and invite your teams because they're probably going to want to know this. And also guys, I encourage you too, because I know sometimes we have our team members, like if you're a leader, I have, people will be like, oh, my team has asked me this. If your team's asking you questions, tag them in this video or point them to like sources on this page. I promise you the things that you're looking for are here. Because I pretty much shared everything that I could, and I tried to answer things as best as I could. I also did a live like a week or so ago, and I answered a lot of your guys' questions. So if you didn't check that out, make sure you watch that or point your teams to there, because their answers will be answered that way, okay? I'm trying to do the best that I can for as many people that are in here. So, party packs, okay? Lots of consultants are doing these in so many different ways. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm going to show you what works for me. I've pulled some ideas from other consultants. I think that is the best thing about Scentsy, is that everybody's so willing to share. And so if you're willing to look and see, find ideas from people, I think that, you can make it your own. So I do a VIP party pack. This is the guest packet. It's kind of like a little glare. Also, let's not talk about my mess behind here. Let's just pretend that doesn't exist, okay? This is like mom life, boss life, work from home life, like remote school, remote learning started today life, like it's crazy. So anyway, these are my VIP party packs, okay, for the guest. It looks kind of crazy because there's so much glitter in there. I threw an insane amount of glitter in there. These ones you probably have seen a lot of consultants are using right now. After this video, at some point today, I'm going to link all of my supplies, okay? So where I get the packets from. I'm also going to link a Google Drive that will have the flyers that I use that you guys can add your own contact information to if you choose to or want to, okay? But these ones you might have seen consultants using. I'm using these for the VIP party packs, and then these are my host packs, which are pretty much the same thing, except the host packet to me is more intentional than the guest packet, because the way I do parties, if you think about Scentsy's buy, host, join, right? That's like Scentsy's tagline, buy, host, join. And it's almost in a way for you to get them to buy the product as a customer. Then the next thing would be for them to host a party with you. And then the next thing after that would be for them to join. So they can't really, they sort of have to follow that order in order to want to join your team, right? You have to give somebody the Scentsy party experience in order to, it does happen where people join without hosting, but more than likely, your hosts make your best consultants. So I like to make sure that I'm intentional with my host coaching. If you notice throughout this mock party, I'm sharing my host communication that I'm having as well, because again, you can have the best party in the world. You can have everything all laid out, all perfect, but at the end of the day, if your host isn't engaged or she's not aware of what's going on, or you don't set those expectations with her ahead of time, you're going to be a lot more let down when she's not doing those things, okay? And so I still have a couple more host communication things to share with you guys, but for the most part, I'm big on host coaching. Host coaching is like a game changer. Even home parties, any style party you do, you and your host are like partners in crime. She's working alongside you and having an awesome party, okay? So let me just show you, I'll show you the guest packet first, and then I'll show you what I do for my host packet. Sorry, I need to get my ducks in a row. Okay, so this is the packet. Hey, Lena. Hey, guys. Okay, that's the packet. I'm going to make one with you just so you kind of see, because these ones are kind of already made. All right. So, again, these are the little holographic. This is an 8x10. I'm going to link everything, okay? But it's like a clear on one side. You can do the other. Honestly, so many people are using these. I think I love them, but my branding this fall, I've realized I'm doing a lot of black and white. So I'm like, my next round of orders, I might get ones that are black. I think that'd be cool. So do what works for you. But anyway, it's one of these, or you can do whatever, Honestly, I think, okay, I know I go crazy and I kind of squirrel off on a tangent, but the best thing that you can do is like, make it simple for the guest and for the host, because if you overwhelm them with all of these things, and like, I know a lot of times consultants are like, oh, what do I put in there? And should I add that? Should I add this? Should I take this out? Like, try and get out of the analysis paralysis mode, I like to call it, and focus more on just putting things in and getting them out, because that's going to be most important, instead of focusing on all the little odds and ends of what you can include. Honestly, the real point of it is so that you can connect with the guest. It really doesn't matter what is in the packet. And I say that for I even say that for like join packets. When I send join information to somebody who's interested, it's literally a reason for me to follow up with them later. So if you look at it as this is a packet that you're going to send them to get them excited about Scentsy, but the real reason is so that you have an opportunity to touch base with them and say, you know, hey, Darla, just wanted to touch base. Did you get that party pack that I sent you? You know, that way it gives you the opportunity to connect with that person. This is sort of like a buffer in between the time they fill out that Google form to the time that you follow up with them. I personally feel that is why I send stuff out to people, is because it helps me break the ice in connecting with them later and starting to build that relationship. So try not to get caught up too much on what to include, what not to include. Like, you're going to drive yourself crazy and you don't want to overwhelm your guests. Keep it simple, and keep it simple for the host. So I include a catalog, a full-size catalog. Most of the people who are partying with me are new customers, and maybe they haven't heard of Scentsy, but I've never partied with Scentsy with them. I've never introduced them to Scentsy. So I do provide a full catalog, but for mailing purposes, if you guys want to, you know, let me think. If cost is a factor and you want to include something lighter, you could do a product list, you could do a showcase brochure. You can even print out from the marketing tab if you don't have catalogs or things like that. Find what works for you, but I do include a full-size catalog, and then this is just a little thing that I put on all my catalogs. It's some of my favorites from the new fall. I'm not gonna include this, but you're more than welcome to take a screenshot. I don't know if that's backwards right now, so go ahead, take your screenshot. But it's literally just me saying like what my new fall favorite products are, okay? So I include a catalog. I keep it really simple. I include from Christina Stainbrook, which has been posted in this group in one of the posts, I don't know where. Somebody posted, I posted Christina Stainbrook's party pack video. So a lot of what I'm sharing here, I watched Christina Stainbrook's video, you guys. That's where I got my ideas from. I get so many ideas from you. I get so many ideas from so many different consultants. Okay, so make sure that, again, you're looking and watching out for those things. I would say these things the way I would tell my team, okay? But this is an awesome sheet that she has called the Party Point Sheet, and it basically gives them points for doing things in the party. 10 points for joining the group, 5 points for filling out the party pack form, 50 points for booking your own event, right? Like, there's just all these little things on here, which I thought was really cool. Honestly, I probably will edit it to kind of tweak it what works for me, but right now I'm just trying to get these out the door, and this is what I'm doing. So there's a party point sheet, and again, in Christina Stainbrook's video, she links all this stuff, okay? But I'm gonna have a Google Drive that will show you everything that I'm using. So I'm putting in a party point, a catalog, a party point sheet. I know in her video she also has a catalog scavenger hunt. I did include them in my last round of party guests, but I found that people weren't doing them, that they were sending me pictures of this, so I'm eliminating it, okay? Trial and error. Find what works for you. If you start to put things in your packets and you find that people are taking to them or they're not taking to them, then tweak it as you go, okay? Party points, what else am I including? Oh, the new release. So this one I love. This can be found on your workstation. I printed on cardstock. It's called the new release fall and winter scratch and sniff sheet. I don't know. I found it on the workstation right before in July when we had transition month. I printed on cardstock, and then I always get the rub and smell stickers every month or every season, and then so I put those on there. This is a great way for you to mail to your customers, even to be able to smell the new fragrances without really coming much out of pocket. Like, you could just put a stamp on this in the mail. If you don't have the rub and smell stickers, you can improvise. You can send a couple felt samples. Think of the things that you already have. My suggestion would be to don't go crazy. Don't feel like you have to come so much out of pocket in order to just put some things in a packet for some guests that may or may not order. Like I said, the intent behind this is so that you can connect with them and follow up to get that order, okay? Just because you're sending this doesn't guarantee that they're going to order. That's why I said try not to go crazy and invest too much. But if you do have the rub and smell stickers, I always like to include these. I know there are other sheets out there that consultants use, but I like this one because it could fit in a business size envelope, and it's pretty much the same size as like the harvest brochures or, you know, the warmer of the month brochures. So that goes in there. I like to make it look all cute and pretty. I leave it just like that. And then this month I'm putting in for all of my parties, I'm putting in a harvest brochure because we do still have some stuff of the harvest collection, which by the way, guys, a little while ago, did you get your harvest bars and your fragrance flower that launched a little while ago? So I fold it just a little bit because it doesn't quite fit. And then I kind of just tuck it right in front of the new release, just like that. I'm telling you guys, simple, easy, simple. That's what I do. And then I add in a flyer. So this, again, I'm going to have a Google link that will be blank. You can add your own picture. You can add your own avatar. Mine won't have any of this. It's not going to have my contact info. But what I have, it's a little flyer. I don't know if that's backwards, but it says your smell invitation or your smell mail is here with an invitation to a virtual scent event. Flip through our catalog and dive into this fun packet of smell goods as you hang around in the online event. Be sure to keep your notifications up so you don't miss a beat. When you're ready to place your order, scan this code below with your phone camera and be sure to choose your host name before ordering. Feel free to text me with any questions, and then I just have my information, okay? I use QR codes. I have to say this, I cannot show you how to do a QR code, I'm sorry, but there are tons of tutorials on YouTube. There's tons of, if you just Google QR code generator, so much will come up. You don't even have to do this. You could just put your phone number and call it a day. I like to do this because it's an easy, quick, fast way for my customers to just scan and then find the event, okay? So this QR code I have linked to my Linktree, which Linktree, Christina Sainbrook talks about that as well in her video. It's a free website link. I think I don't know if someone can link it below, but it's Linktree. And I just put all of my host parties on there. So I open a party on my workstation, I link it to my Linktree, and each host name or each host party is by their name. Okay. So when they scan this to join the party or to shop from the party, it's going to come up and it'll say like Adrian, Jackie, Julie. And so they'll be able to pick their host name. Okay. So I like this just because it'll be easy for them to quickly find the party link without having to get in contact with the host. Now the host is the person to kind of be the middleman, right? Like the middle person in between your guest communication. But I like to have personal communication with my guests. So even as the host is joining the party and I'm telling the host, hey girl, add your people, like, you know, let them know about the event. As they're joining, I am messaging them personally, okay? And I'm saying, hey, Sally, hey, Alex. Hey, Alex, thanks for joining Sally's party. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Alex, a Scentsy girl. There's a post right now on there for a Google form with some, for a fun freebie sample pack of goodies that I'd love to send for you. If you fill that out, I'll get that in the mail to you this week. And making that initial communication with her, okay? So point being is that's why I always put for them to order right away, because I don't want them to get this and then have to go through the host and then have to track down an order. I want to make things as easy as possible, but also I want to let them know, like, talk to me. I'm the person that's going to help you. Your host is there to like work alongside you, but you're the consultant at the end of the day. And this is the thing too. A lot of times we get mad at our host, right? My host is not engaged. She's not commenting. She's not doing the things I want to do. Guys, she's not a consultant. Your host is not the consultant. You're the consultant. So you have to take the reins. She's going to follow you. And hopefully if you do your due diligence, she's going to see how easy and fun it is to be a consultant and will someday want to be a consultant. Okay. But again, she's going to follow you. And I know I always make things longer than I need to. So it's a catalog, it's a party point sheet, the new release stickers, harvest brochure, and then this little flyer. That is it. And then I just include, like a body sample. You can get these on the Success Store. Or if you make your own samples, you could put in something that's lightweight for mailing. And then I also include a felt sample. So this month is Ghostly Greetings. I invest in the warmer of the month every month, so I made a felt sample of that, but you can include whatever scent you want. So I do a felt sample. I'm not loading them up on a bunch of things, because remember, I don't know if they're going to order or not. More than likely, my hope is that, but we don't know that. So why am I going to go ahead and give away a bunch of samples to somebody who may or may not order, right? So this is plenty. And then after that, I just add in some confetti, and I have a whole bunch of different kinds all around my office. And I'm probably making a giant mess right now. But I literally just put this in here. Sorry. You guys ever use this paper, the circle confetti? It gets like stuck for me when I go to put it everywhere. So that is it. Ooh. Okay. There we go. All right, so it kind of looks like that. And then I have these little stickers that I made, and I will upload them for you. They print on a 2-inch label, and it just says your party pack is here, just like that, okay? So they're gonna get that in the mail. I personally put these in like a poly mailer and mail them out that way. I know consultants who put the like actual address of the guest and the stamp and everything right on the package. I don't do that, guys. I live in New York and people are shady here. So I've done things like that before and people don't end up getting their mail, and my only conclusion is that it's getting stolen. So I like to put it in a poly mailer. That's up to you. You know, you can mail it however you choose to, okay? So that's that. And I want to say these run me about, when I do it as a poly mailer, I want to say it's about $3 each, okay? But I only send about 10, if there's that many people on the party who are ordering, I only do about 10 at a time, okay? But for me, that can be like an investment to people, because again, I could start to build relationships with them, I could start to add them on social media, and even if they don't order, there's somebody on my radar that I can check in with later and follow up and be like, hey, I know you didn't order, but I want to let you know we're almost closing her party. Or, hey, I know we already closed her party, but I want to let you know of an awesome special that we have going on this month. And being that she tried Scentsy already, well, hopefully she's going to order by that point, okay? So that is the guest packet. Now let me show you my host packet. It's literally the same thing. I'm putting it in this. This is a 8x10 little mesh organza bag. I got it on Amazon. I will link it. I wanted just so I can differentiate which ones are host, because I'm bulking these. So I like to just be like, okay, this is for my host and this is for the guest. But you could put it in whatever thing you want. Same thing. Literally, it's the same thing. It's a catalog, the new release stickers, the harvest brochure, a felt sample, a body sample, and then the only things that are different are these ones. Here, did somebody say free products? Because I want my host to know, like, okay, how many times do you do parties? Are you telling the host how a party works? Are you letting her know how much she's going to get in free products? Are you telling her that, like, when her party total reaches 200, when it qualifies, etc.? These are important things that when we say, you know, out in the open, make clear, like for them out in the open right from the very beginning. There's going to be less confusion on your end too, okay? And I also like to entice them a little bit. So this one says, did somebody say free products? Because that's what you're going to get when your online scent event qualifies. Now, I know people had questions about this. When I go to book the party, yes, I tell them like, hey, I'm giving away a free 3-pack of bars if you're interested in holding a scent event with me this month. They book the party, and then I go into, okay, awesome. Well, when your event qualifies, here's how it works. That's what I do. You don't want to give away all the cookies in the jar right away. That's, I'm big on like curiosity. So maybe that's a little sidetrack, but that's how I do things. Does somebody say free products? Because that's what you're going to get when your scent event qualifies. Yep, when your peeps order through your event link, you start racking up the rewards with a minimum of why can I talk? With a minimum of a $200 event order. My average host, and this is where I say I entice them, okay? Because I want to let her know what we're going to be working towards. My average host typically has a $500 event total, qualifying her for 3 items at 50% off and $75 in free Scentsy. What? And the higher your event total is, the higher your free Scentsy credit increases. But I need your help. First, sniff and enjoy all the fun things in this packet. Then flip through my easy tips on how to have a successful event, because together we're gonna give you and your guest the best Scentsy experience ever, okay? And the reason why I say that is because your host needs to know that she earns products. She doesn't win products. So she has to work in partnership with you in order to earn those free products, okay? And I think sometimes we don't make that clear to our host, and then we're upset when they're not engaging or they're not participating or they completely ghosted you, right? Your host, participation and their excitement about everything is crucial into you having a successful party. And that is something that I will preach forever and ever, amen, because I even do this with my home parties. Literally, your host the guests on the party don't know you. So you need your host to be excited. You need your host to be sharing emojis. You need your host to be using exclamation points. You need your host to be shouting out people, tagging them, everything. So if you notice on my host communication, I talk to the host and I'm like, listen, girl, I see people are joining. Awesome. I'm going to have some posts that are going to come up in a little bit. I need for you to comment on everything that I share. Tag people in the things. Like if you see a warmer that you know your girlfriend will love, tag her in that and let her know. You know, like I try and get her happy and excited and engaged as much as possible. And I also let her know like what she's going to get with a $500 party. Because with a $500 party, your free credit increases up to 15% instead of 10%. Okay. So I let her know that. So make sure, again, you're letting them know they're going to follow your lead on everything that you do, because again, they're not the consultant. They're going. Imagine how many direct sales parties your host have been invited to on Facebook. Okay. And I want you to say to yourself, out of all the direct sales parties that I have been invited to, have I ever been walked through a party like this? Have I ever been really like, you know, following whatever the consultant was telling me in order to truly have a successful party? Or was I just added and then mass adding all the people in my friends list and whatever? Because that's probably how their experience has been in the past. So if you as the consultant can do your very best to make this a personable, exciting, fun, and knowledgeable experience for them, your party game is going to increase. I promise you that, okay? So that's why I like to include that. And these are things that I talk about in my host communication with her through messaging, but it's almost like a little, like I'm reiterating it when she gets her thing, okay? So that's that. And then this one is my personal favorite. This one says, you didn't think you were just getting free and discounted products, did you? And so this is actually a little checklist for the host, okay? So we have a party point sheet for the guests, for them to engage, for them to comment. This one is for the host, and this one is intentional because, again, your host participation is crucial. I do the same exact thing with my home parties. With my home parties, I tell the host at some point, I'm like, these are 4 different prizes that you can earn if you do these things. Get me your invitations by this time, or you know, whatever. I don't want to really dive too much into home parties, but I do this both ways, okay? So I came up with a little like checklist of things that I think are going to be intentional in the host doing in the party. So one of the things is to invite 25 to 30 people. Now, granted, I told her this as we were creating her group, right? But she may or may not have done that. Have you ever done a party and you're like, yeah, girl, invite 25 to 30 people, and she invites like 4 of her friends, and you're sitting there, you're like, okay, listen, I told her to invite 25 to 30 people and she only invited 4 people. Like, how is this going to work out when she's supposed to tag 10 people in that post? Like, has that ever happened? Raise your hand. I would love to know. So this is another way. If you check this off, and I tell her, if you check off, once you're all done checking off all of, guys, once you're done, text me a picture of this sheet. Like, once you check everything off on this list, text me a picture and you're going to get a special freebie when we close your party. Okay. So, again, she has to do everything on this list, and that's going to be a little freebie I'm going to give her. Disclaimer, this can be done on here because it's in private messaging. She has it with her in person, or I can tell her via private messaging. You can't publicize that. You can't say, every host who joins with me is going to get a free prize when they do my checklist. You can't do that. It has to be done through private messaging. But the things that I have her do is invite 25 to 30 people, because I already told her, but I can't ensure she's going to do it, right? So make sure, girl, you invite 25 to 30 people. We talked about that. Then I want her to tag 10 people in my Google form post. Again, I've told her that, but I want to make sure she does it. Collect 2 to 3 outside orders. Anybody who's not attending your event. Maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's your mom, right? Like, I always like to have a conversation on the side with her when I send her party link, and I'm like, girl, you can share this with everybody. If you have 2 additional outside orders from people who order outside of your party, that'll count towards your checklist, okay? Have a friend book a sent event. So if she has a friend in mind, like that wants to host with you, maybe it's somebody that books with you before the actual booking. Or like, I even do it where, because in my party, you see, I put up a booking post. So if I have someone who books, then I'll give her that point on here. She can check that off. Post this pack on social media and tag me. I'm trying to get my name out there, girl. I'm trying to market my business, and your hosts are the people who are like right there with you, helping you promote your business. So if I want her to tag me, she's going to post her little thing. Oh, I got my host packet, my awesome little packet from my Scent event that I'm having, and Patty's my consultant, right? That's going to create curiosity and some sort of like intriguement for whoever is on her friends list and sees that, or whoever is watching her stories, right? So that's just another little way to help get your name out there. Comment and engage on 10 posts in your event, okay? Because again, I want my host to be involved. I want her to be engaged. Sometimes, have you ever posted things and you're like, okay, I asked my host to comment on all the things and she ghosted me and she literally is not doing anything, and I have to remind her and be like, hey girl, I put this up, and right? Like, again, your host is not the consultant. She doesn't naturally have it in her head to be like, okay, let me get on my party and start networking with these people. No. So again, it's just a little thing to kind of like give her a gentle nudge, like a gentle like push, okay, into engaging your event. So if she comments and engages on 10 things, she gets a point for that. And then return this form filled out. So as long as she checks that off, yes, I text this back to you. Once they're all filled off, now you're not going to have everybody who will fill off everything. So you got to think too, like like with the money that you invest out of your pocket, I think it's important that you're mindful of like how you're offering things. Like if I had 8 hosts this month, right? And I told every single one of them that I'm going to give them a free product when they do all this, well then yeah, it's worth it to me because the host is doing all of these things. But not everybody's going to have a friend book a scent event. Not everybody's going to collect 2 outside orders on every single party. So I know by me offering this, I'm not going to be pouring that much into my business. It's only going to be on the people who are worth it, if that, for lack of a better term. The people who are truly helping me grow my business by having a successful party together. So that's what I include for my host. I think it's important to get your host engaged as much as possible. And listen, at the end of the day, we have to give our host the benefit of the doubt. I know sometimes you want to like strangle your host through the phone and be like, girl, I could give you the best party Scentsy experience. What are you doing? Our hosts are moms. A lot of them are moms. Okay, not all of them, but a lot of them are moms. We're busy. I know for me, my kids just went back to school, started remote. They're doing in-person next week, right? Like we're busy. And the Facebook algorithm, people don't see notifications. So try not to get too stressed out if you don't have a host that's engaged or participating, or even the guests that are participating on the party. Say to yourself, what more could I do? What more could I do to help my host have a successful party? Or what more could I do to help my host get engaged in her party? What more could I do to help get the guest to order right now? If you always look back at the things that, what could you do? I guarantee you're going to find a solution versus you getting frustrated or upset that your parties are flopping or that there's no engagement. Does that make sense? So those are my host packets. I know I make them, my party packs. I'm sorry. I know that I make this like longer than I need to, but I don't know. That's kind of like how my brain works. I'm all over the place. So party packs and host packs. I'm going to put up the link, like a Google link a little bit later today, possibly. If I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow, I promise. And I will have all of the flyers on there with blank info so you can add your info and all that stuff. Let me just see if you guys have questions, okay? Okay. Oh, I'm so happy to help. So happy to help. Okay. Oh, no, it's not stressful. I just listen, the same thing with my team. And I know the other day I put up about the Google form thing. It's the same thing that I tell my team. Like, if you're willing to look for information, that I promise you the information is there. It's there. Okay. Where do we find the party point sheet? That one is in the Christina Stainbrook video. I don't know. Some people are telling me they can't find this group, but I'm not sure because I haven't done anything on here. I haven't closed it or anything. They should be able to join. How do you make all your avatars? I use the Bitmoji app to do that. Do you stick that poly mailer? Oh, I answered that. Or do you put it in the label? Yes, I put it in a poly mailer. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of going back here. Awesome. What types of gifts do you give to the host that completes the full checklist? Oh, okay. That's a good question. So if she completes her whole checklist, small things, scent circle, dryer disc, a small little, anything. Honestly, whatever I have on hand. It could be a deluxe size sample of washer whips from the Success Store that you already have. Don't feel, again, you need to go crazy and investing in all these things. Usually in order to get bookings, I offer an incentive whenever I get my bookings. So I'll say, hey girl, I'm giving away a 3-pack of bars this month, or I'm giving a small tub of washer whiffs for holding a scent event. those are things that I personally do. Again, personal special has to be done through private messaging. So oftentimes when I close party, I'm using the perpetual party reward for that special. So that is the most that I invest into my host, because I mean, for me, if I invest $6 on a small tub of washer whiffs and get 10 more people at that party to now build relationships with, to me, it's worth it. But again, you have to decide what works for you. But as far as like the actual like prizes that I give away, it will be small things, scent circle, and even the same thing for the party points, because when they fill this out, they get, this says, welcome to the party, we'll be earning points during the whole thing, keep track of what you earned. I'll let you know what order people ordered at the end of the party, the winner with the most points. Okay, so this one, they have to have the most point. Like whoever has the most points is going to get a prize. So you're not giving a prize to every single person who fills it out, but you're giving them to the one who has the most points. And even things like this, like I said, they're small, little things that I already have on hand. If you don't have things like this on hand, I suggest when you close your parties to maybe start using your hostess rewards to invest back into your business a little bit. Like I like to, on every random order party that I close, so where I'm the host and I'm getting hostess rewards, I will use like a half price item on a pack of scent circles. So I'll invest $7.50 into my business. I have 6 scent circles now to use as thank you gifts, booking gifts, prizes, or things like that. Okay. Do you have a blank form for the guest party pack? Do you mean the party points thing? I think you might be talking about that. I'm not sure. But anyway, all of my stuff I'm going to upload blank. The link is on, and Christina Stainbrooks. Yes, if you're doing an online party for someone not in your state, how far in advance do you send the host packet? Okay, so this part I had to tweak a little bit, okay? And I think too, as you do your parties, excuse me, like a hot mess express right now. As you do your parties, you're going to find things that are going to work for you, and then you're going to find things that don't work for you, because we all take ideas from each other and we're doing what works for other consultants, but we have to do what works for us. So as I've started to do these party packs that I know consultants were doing, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. 10 people filling them out, and I'm going to send it on this way. And then I realized, maybe my host didn't add her people to the event when I asked her to do it on that, before Sunday, maybe she added them on Monday, and now I'm a couple days behind. So you're going to have to find what works for you and tweak it as you go. But generally, the way that I've been doing it is starting a party on a Sunday. And when I say starting a party, I mean having her host add her people starting on Sunday. So I probably have to talk to her like Friday or Saturday. Whenever we go to book that party, I'll say, okay, I give her dates of Sundays, because for me, I'm scheduling parties. So I'm not doing live videos. So it's literally like no time on my calendar. You guys have to do what's best for you. But the way that I'm currently doing it is I don't need a specific time. But if I do book a party, I still will give her the dates. I will give her the Sundays that I have, because I want to start that party on a Sunday, where she adds the guest on Sunday. And then by Monday, Tuesday, they filled out the Google form, and I get that Google form in the mail. And then I would say by like Thursday, Friday, we start the actual like post coming up. And it's a 3 to 4 day event, depending on what I feel like sharing that day. Like I said in my last video on here, is that, you can do an awesome Facebook party and have a successful Facebook party and only talk about the wall fans. You can have a party and only talk about the laundry. You don't have to talk about everything in the catalog. So I want to encourage you guys to do what works for you, and, take ideas. And like I said, you could take the verbiage and, the things that are available to you here in this group. But at the end of the day, you have to do what works for you and make it your own and tweak it as you go. And what works for one party might not work from the other, and learn from your parties. Learn what works, learn what got engagement. If you put up a post and you know that like tons of people were commenting on there, you say to yourself, well, hey, that was a good post. That worked on the last party. I'm going to do that on this party too. If you have a post that like got no engagement, be like, yeah, you know what? That was kind of a waste of time. I'm not even going to go forward with that on the next parties. And learn to grow from your parties. Okay. The best way you get like good at things is by doing it, is by actually doing it. Okay. How can I get my team in this group? You just have to click invite. That's the best that I can tell you. I had a few people saying they weren't able to add, but I don't know why. I could double check the settings on here. Facebook is weird sometimes, but you guys should be able to add. Yes. So to sign up for the party pack, it's already been posted here. There's a Google form. All you have to do is just scroll through this group and it'll come up. But also too, I want to tell you guys with groups, you may or may not notice this, but when you go on a group, you know how sometimes it'll say, like from notifications, or it'll say recent post or new activity. If you click that and change it to say recent post, it'll show you everything in order. So I did number the post, but if you click show recent post, it's going to show everything from like the most recent all the way through. So click recent and then scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see everything literally like how I lay it out right from the very beginning. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go because I gotta finish putting together my party packs, but I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I figured I would come on here because I know I had a lot of people asking me. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Hope this was helpful and take care. Bye-bye.